I have no plans on buying a game for $70. I'm gonna wait for a price drop. For, God of War. What? Ah! God damn it!
Get off my car, bird shit.
Ah! The wait is finally over. Here's my God of War Ragnarok review. I'm sorry that it's a couple weeks late. I was busy messing around with Bayonetta. The the series, not the woman. I haven't been seeing anyone. Anyway, God of War Ragnarok is a really great sequel. Great story, great gameplay, great combat. But is it necessarily better than the 2018 version? Is it Game of the Year? God of War Ragnarok takes place just a few years after the events of the 2018 Norse reboot. Kratos has become more and more restrained as he tries to keep his now adolescent son Atreus safe, while Atreus is becoming more determined than ever to find out about his destiny as Loki, even if it involves causing a war that threatens to destroy all life in all of the 9 realms. For those of you who don't know basic Norse mythology, Loki, to put it simply, is the god of chaos and mischief. Yeah, this is gonna turn out just fine. Other side characters in this game include the big bad but not so intimidating main antagonist Odin. He looks like a pedo, sounds like a pedo, and probably is one too. He's a subtle manipulator, a friendly liar, and when things don't go his way, he usually sends his muscle, Thor. Thor is a formidable foe. That is, whenever he isn't shit-faced.
Take your time.
Along with Atreus is Kratos' other sidekick, Freya. Freya, stop staring at me. She's that witch woman that helped you out from the last game, who initially tries to kill you for killing her son in the first game, but eventually sides with you when she realizes that your goals are aligned in stopping Odin. She becomes a very loyal and respectable ally that by the end, she's practically family. You want to know who the best character I think is in this game though? Kratos himself. He charges so much emotion into this game. I've never seen him so vulnerable and broken before. At times you'll see him dream of flashbacks with his deceased wife, Faye, and their time together. He is a man who struggles to let go of the past, and by extension, struggles to let go of Atreus and letting him find his own path in life. Ultimately, I found the story of this God of War entry more interesting than the previous one, even if the pacing was a bit messier due to the whole back and forth transition between Kratos and Atreus. I felt that there was more at stake here. It's essentially a civil war story about trying to defy fate, deny the fulfillment of foreseeing prophecies, and breaking free from the chains of destiny, and a lot of it does not go as planned. I'm trying not to spoil as little as possible, but be warned, it can be a heartbreaker at times. Gameplay wise, it's basically the same deal as God of War 2018, with a few modifications here and there. It's an open world action adventure with RPG elements and a bunch of areas to explore and things to do, none of which are missable even after finishing the main story. There are countless puzzles to solve, treasure to loot, spying ravens to shoot, optional challenges to tackle, weapons and armor to craft and upgrade, as well as XP unlocks for new abilities for Kratos, Atreus, and Freya. There are also a ton of side quests. Some, I will admit, feel a bit fetchy and inconsequential, but I still didn't really mind doing them.
I know that face. You got something for me, don't ya? Right. ball bag all dang winter. It's her favorite hole.
What?
What? Other side quests, though, can feel so important, impactful, and meaningful to the point where they not only change the dynamics of some of the game's maps and open up even more places to go, but they also open up some of the game's most memorable moments with the characters and allow further character progression and dialogue when exploring.
Look, Father, thanks for bringing us out here. You don't have to do this kind of stuff just to keep my mind off Ragnarok, you know?
This was not a distraction.
No? Then why are we really out here?
Have you ever considered? He just wants to spend time with you, lad. While he still can.
Really?
We do not know what lies ahead. But if Ragnarok approaches, I wish to enjoy the time we have left.
There are so many new abilities and moves to unlock and learn that really help deepen the core combat experience. Although there were so many times I couldn't keep track and remember everything I can do. I love this new spear Kratos has. It has the speed of his blades, but the range of his axe, and has so many cool different moves. Although my personal favorite might still be his classic iconic Blades of Chaos.
Get over here!
Let's go over many of the things that this one does better than its predecessor. For starters, you get to explore all 9 Norse realms now, as opposed to only 6 in the last game, meaning there is more variety in biomes. Even though you do still spend most of your time in snow and icy caves, there are new ones like a cold, dark, sandy desert, wetlands, an active volcano, swamps, and jungles. There's a realm in which you can alter between a day and night cycle later on to access different areas of the map when they aren't overgrown with vegetation. The enemy and boss variety, I think, are also improved from the last game, which was among the biggest complaints players did have in 2018. Although I will say I don't think I like the Berserkers quite as much as the Valkyries. Even though they are still very challenging at times, there were even a few where you have to fight more than one at a time, and that's kind of bullshit. I found that they weren't as intimidating simply because they're found out in the open in random tombstones scattered throughout, as opposed to being secretly locked away in a tomb or dungeon. They felt less foreboding to approach. The graphics are even more impressive than before, which is to be expected obviously, but even as a PS4 game it shines, and the hidden load screens while you're walking in between realms are usually very short and have no graphical pop-in upon re-emerging. I did notice that the load screens often last as long as the in-game dialogue to prevent story-related interruptions, which I do appreciate. What I don't appreciate, though, are the occasional line changes if you reach a certain point towards an objective. I mean, come on now.
I just put Fenrir into Garm.
Lovely. Now you can open that gate without that ogre hurling detritus at it.
Last but not least, being able to not only play and fight as Atreus, but seeing his whole side of the story whenever he ventures away from Kratos and spies on Odin. Now, here's where the game really ultimately won me over. Here may be the single most reason why I prefer Ragnarok over God of War 2018. I was not expecting this. This was a feature I wish was included in the last game, even though you can only play as him in specific chapters of Ragnarok's story. Atreus is such a good fighter, and I feel like his combat works better than Kratos. Sure, he doesn't hit quite as hard, but he's fast, he's agile, his bow is a more efficient ranged weapon, he dodges projectiles like a badass Max Payne style, and he evades attacks like a dancer. I also love his finishing moves. The close-range roundhouse kick is fucking awesome, and his long-range arrow finisher is really cool to witness as well. That's not to say I don't like playing as Kratos either. His moves work well enough, he just isn't as quick. But the controls still work for him because the controls and performance of the game in general is top-notch. It's still very solid and responsive playing as both. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the insane amount of accessibility options there are now, and being able to remap the entire control layout to fit your liking. This is something I feel like at least all AAA games now should be able to offer. I do have some nitpicks with the combat, like the lock-on mechanic, which can feel finicky and therefore unreliable at times, as well as the physics and how unrealistic being able to juggle enemies in the air and have them bounce off solid ice when they hit the ground. It just looks ridiculous at times. And this is one of the things I didn't honestly like in all the other God of War games as well. One thing that is objectively worse about Ragnarok is a lack of technical polish. Even though most of the bugs you'll find are visual and cosmetic, like some texture pop in, or enemies floating in animation, or maybe even stuck someplace and ragdolling in a hilarious fashion, there were a couple instances where I personally needed to restart a checkpoint because I got stuck on something, like this sled, due to the wolves' frequent repositioning. Oh God, don't you dare do that again.
No, God!
Or this one odd, unexplainable moment where a story NPC wouldn't load, which basically crashed the game, and I couldn't even leave that platform. I couldn't jump back, nor could I go down the chains, nothing. I couldn't interact with anything. There was this other one in the village part of the jungle where I couldn't go back to where I came from because the game wasn't detecting the spear that I threw to form a bar. So I needed to throw another one in that spot to get it to trigger. Not gonna lie, I thought this bug fucked my whole playthrough for a minute here, as this is the only way out of that wretched place. And lastly, to conclude this review, I also found there to be an excess amount of humor and jokes, to the point where I felt like it was undermining the darker tone of the main story. And the way most of the side characters talked, like they're immature teenagers from California or cab drivers from New York, sounded very out of place in a game that's supposed to depict Norse mythology, ancient times. It often soiled the artistic integrity of it all for me. Here's a montage of such stupidness.
Look, I'll be damned. That was a joke, guys.
Are you certain?
I thought it was funny. Perfect. Hey. Hey,
Killed a flower?
Oh, it's a gift.
Thanks, but you keep it.
Hey, guys. What if I let my hair grow out?
You want advice on that? From us?
I guess not.
Big footprint.
Smartest man alive.
Well, you try making conversation with you sometime.
He's got a point.
Brother, somewhere out there's a riddle you'd enjoy. I'm going to find it.
Do not.
Once spoken, instantly broken. What am I?
Silence.
Correct!
I was not answering the riddle.
Ah,
Okay, we need to go left. Wait, I meant my left.
Anybody need a snack? Kratos? Snack?
I do not need a snack. Trace, where have you been?
Peeing?
Hope you're all hungry. That elf light is some good shit.
Here's old ways are dead. He is dead. You understand? And then that's it. Then we're square. Shit, I'll even sweeten the deal.
Oh, dumbass! The fuck you say? I could give a hot shit about your fatherly advice.
I'm from Midgard. What? No shit. No shit. No shit?
Yo, yo, yo! What's up, old man? It's your boy, Atreus. I just got back from clapping some bitches down in Asgard and smacking some sweet Valkyrie cheeks. No shit. Say what? You the dog, man. Anyway, my final score for God of War Ragnarok is going to be a 9 out of 10. You know, it's not a groundbreaking game, Okay, and that's usually the only games that I give 10s. What I will say is that I do prefer playing it over the 2018 version, mainly because of Atreus. And even though it didn't really change the series in a new direction, it didn't really give it a new vision like it did in 2018. I feel like Ragnarok is a more fully realized God of War, a more ambitious one, kind of like how God of War 2 in 2007 was to the original God of War in 2005. It's kind of that deal. It's better, but not necessarily. What's the right word for it? Groundbreaking, I guess? I don't know. It won't wow you like it would before, but it would probably move you more than before, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm just having a stroke. Ah!
The gamer gods!
Maybe I just need to go lie down. I've been playing this game for days and I haven't got any sleep. That's what I'll do. I'll get some sleep.
Whatever. 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 Whatever.
Hey, don't run off!
Whatever.
Can you tell me where I am?
Whatever. 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 Whatever.
Will you stop?
Boy!
Oh. Whatever.
You won't get so much as a paper cut in that. You won't get so much as a paper cut in that. You won't get so much as a paper cut in that. You won't get so much as a paper cut in that. You won't get so much as a paper cut in that.
Thank you.